Okay, so this is a thermal image of my desk, and you can see that various things are hot. My iPad is on because I've been editing with it. You can also see that my USB reader is hot as well because I've been using it inside the iPad. This is my screen capture device, which is capturing the audio at the moment, and you can see the HDMI in and HDMI out, and the little micro USB are also hot because they're being used, and you can see the temperature readout on the screen there. If I move around my desk, this is an Orange Pi 5 which is running FidoOS at the moment, and you can see that the CPU is the red bit. The mirror bit doesn't show the heat. I don't know quite how that works, or the sticker on it or whatever, but you can see that around the CPU is the hottest areas, and a few key components there as well. But the HDMI going out of the Orange Pi is nice and cool on the actual socket itself, whereas these cables are definitely showing up orange. And this is my monitor. You can see it's probably edge lit, and you can see a reflection of me in the monitor. It doesn't pick up what's on the screen, although if I press a button, that's me upside down. That is my monitor screen, so you can see what it's picking up. So the Orange Pi and the heat image. It's very, very cool. And this is the kit I was using. It's a Xinfrared P2 Pro thermal camera. They do an Android version. This one has got a lightning connection on it for an iPhone, and it literally just plugs into the phone. I'm not going to touch the lens here. Like this. This is my daughter's old phone, which actually doesn't work. I've been trying to fix it. So you can use it this way if you're doing it for selfies, or what's behind you, or you can flip it this way. I was using it just now like this, so that it was in landscape mode, which was better for a YouTube video, not a shorts video, but a YouTube video. But also it comes with this other macro lens, which is magnetic, which just clips over it and lets you get a lot closer, and there's just a lens cap on there as well, this little rubber lens cap to protect it. But it is super cool, and clearly I've got to try everything I can find to see the heat map of it, and I'm going to find my cat next. Now the sound might not be that good for a little bit because I'm using my iPhone's camera. Let's just close this door and have a look and see. There's my kettle showing a little bit of heat in it. Actually, let's use I prefer one of the more colourful ones. That's pretty good. So there is my kettle. I had a coffee ages ago. So it's now 10:47. You can't see my watch because it's reflective, and I would have had a coffee around about 6:30. So that's still showing some heat. It doesn't feel hot at all, but it is at least showing that there is some heat there. And if I move around, my Alexa, which hasn't been played for many hours, is what, 28 degrees? I suppose that is pretty cool. And you can see the charger there as well. My little Bose speaker doesn't show up at all, which is a battery speaker. If I switch it on,
battery 100%.
when it's connected to my, oh dear, that's going to do something weird with the audio. I need to turn that off. So let's have a look and find my cat. There he is, on the sofa. Look. He was having a little nap. Wait, he's awake now. Hello there. So you can see it picks up really well detailed. Also has a cold nose. People are like their pets. And you can see definitely more on the head. Oh, and the body as well. Yeah, that is cool. Obviously, I'm going to show some more technological things, but I thought I'd show my cat. And this is my router, my ordinary phone, my cordless phone, my watch charger, which is at 20 degrees, even though it's obviously on, but it's not been used for hours. That's interesting. Maybe I should turn those off in the day. I didn't think they would generate much heat. And here, which you can't really see very well, and also because it's reflective, is my induction hob. And I've been fascinated with induction hobs since getting one recently. Let's just show it like that. In the way that they transfer heat. And I thought it'd be interesting to see how that shows up and how quick it does it. Because induction hobs, this bit doesn't get hot. It does from residual heat, but it doesn't get hot from the actual area. It heats up the pan above it, so that makes them much more efficient. So let's give that a try. But before I do that, I think I'm going to try outside and see if I can spot any animals. So the door's really reflective, so it's not going to pick it up through there. So that's my neighbour's roof. You can see that's warmer. The temperature of the sort of hedge is, 10 degrees outside. It's picking up something hotter over there. The wooden fence is warmer. And we just need to see if we can find some birds in the trees. I can. Let's see the red spots in the middle of the screen. That was a bird that just flew away. So even at distance, it picks them up. Okay, so I put a glass of water in each of these pans. This is a small pan, which is very thin and light. This is a really quite heavy, thick pan. So it'll be interesting to see how much quicker. I mean, this one should get to temperature much, much quicker. So let's switch on and we'll go. I don't know if I can do these both at the same. I'll do the big pan first. So big pan, let's do it on 7, and small pan, let's do that on 7, and see where the heat shows up. Weirdly, this is showing as hotter, and I just poured 2 glasses of water out the tap and just put them in. But I would imagine, yeah, this one's definitely getting hotter really quite quickly, at 29, 30 degrees. So if you are boiling water, boil it in a thinner pan, it transfers the heat much, much quicker. Yeah, this is picking up now, 13, 14. I need that different. Yeah, this one is better. Obviously, again, we've got these reflective surfaces which don't show it up in the same way. But let's take the camera off the tripod and have a look in the pans. So what have we got? 67, 68 degrees, and this one 58, 60. Oh, so maybe, it's getting 70 on one side. Definitely looks like it's doing it more on one side than the other, doesn't it? I thought it would be more even than that. You can see on this, it's also not evenly heating the pan. It's more in one area, 85 degrees, 81, 82. It seems to be doing it, I suppose. The water is shallower in here and it's on a bigger hob. Okay, but I just thought it'd be interesting to show. Oh, you can see the steam coming off, look. I've just been laying down on the sofa watching The Mandalorian, and my cat is sitting in the spot that I've left warm. So I showed before my capture device, my plug and my orange Pi 5, but what if you want to be able to get closer? Because obviously you can't see a lot of detail, because as you get closer, it goes blurry. So if I snap on the macro camera, you'll see that you'll be able to get a lot closer. So it's just adjusting itself to it, and I can really get close to the board, and you can see that's the audio jack. So you can see how close I must be for a 3.5mm audio jack to be that big. So that's the USB-C, the power socket, that's just a screw, and various little components. So you really could detect if something is going wrong to part of the device. You can see the temperature here, it's picked up on that chip much more. So yeah, macro is actually very detailed on this. So I've gone out in the car and I've come to the museum just to show how people show up on this system. So these people are quite far away from me, the cars are quite far away from me. You can see the bus is picked up there going over the old bridge. If I turn on the camera, I can show you what it's actually seeing. Unfortunately, because it's so rainy, there aren't very many people about, but you can see, yeah, even over quite a distance, it still picks up the heat of people. You can see these people, I guess, on bikes, on scooters going across there, look. And you can see how the coat masks the heat, but the genes of that person, it shows up much clearer. That's impressive. So let's have a look at their site and see. So mine's not the T2 Pro. What's the T2 Pro? 1,579 yards. World's smallest thermal monocular. So yeah, here we are. P2 Pro is the one I've got. So let's click on that. Again, there's an Android and an iOS version, so have a click on the iOS version because that's the one I've been sent. P2 Pro is the world's smallest thermal imager, 1/7 of the volume, 10 times the ability to enhance, 40 mK high sensitivity. I'm not technical on thermal vision. -4 Fahrenheit to 1112 Fahrenheit. Whether you're an engineer, contractor or homeowner, P2 Pro allows you to easily detect thermal related hazards and avoid potential dangers. Uses 0.25 watts, so very low power consumption. Samsung phone at full power for 5 to 7 hours. And it talks about a cable and shows it working with what looks like a MacBook, could be a Windows device, they do it very similar, an iPad and an Android device. Well, iPads, actually, yeah, all of these are the USB-C one. So I've got the Lightning one, so that's only going to work with iPhone. So it looks like when you get the USB-C one, you get an extension cable as well. Easily see 0.25mm resistors, magnetic macro lens, so that's the one that I clipped on here. 10 times infrared resolution, 2.5 times higher sensitivity. Difficult for me to compare because I've only ever tried this one thermal camera, but I am super impressed with it. Okay, so let's show how to set it up. So in the box we just have some basic instructions and a little carry case, and really it's just prompting you to install the app from the App Store. So let's go to the App Store and search for P2 Pro. Okay, so it doesn't come up with that, so I think I'm going to type in thermal as well. Thermal P2 comes up and it's got Infiray written on it, which is written on the box, so let's hit get and install that. So that's installed, and then it says make sure the OTG data exchange function is enabled on the phone. I don't know what that is. On the go is OTG, so let's start typing OTG and see what happens. So nothing comes up on OTG and nothing comes up for data exchange as well. So let's just hope that it's already enabled. So let's launch the app. So we've got easy mode, simple temperature measurement mode, support image calibration, photography, video recording, change color swatch and other functions. You can open the professional temperature measurement mode in the settings in the upper right corner. Professional temperature measurement mode providing more temperature measurement solutions. Screen rotation, temperature zone, switching, image setting, environment variable correction and other functions. Photo support sharing, secondary editing, output report and other functions. More features, start your infrared journey. So I'm plugging the camera in now. Let's see what happens. Initializing. Okay, so what's it picking up at the moment? And quite quickly after we get this image, so you can see that the camera has sorted itself out. If I press this next one, you can see that we can change different color variations. I quite like which one? This one, because so grey we associate with being quite cold, but red being hot, and also yellow and orange is going down from that. You can see my nose is much colder than the rest of my face, which is interesting. And if I show the skylight above me, it doesn't pick it up as heat in the reflection, but then I guess, yeah, of course, the window isn't hot, it is just reflecting me. So that's a clever test to see that it's only picking up the hot areas. And there's a few more modes on here as well. But the rest of it is all in this top left, and you've got a help section. So this is the manual. There isn't a separate manual that comes with it, so version info and so on. But if you get a help document, there is a massive amount, because obviously loads of people are going to use these professionally, and yeah, there is a lot of documentation in there. So thanks very much to Xinfrared for sending me this product to test. It is super impressive, and it looks like they do some other very impressive products as well. Okay, so I hope all this helps. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.